Look at that. Look at that.
Nice. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
17, 18.
19, 20, 21, 22.
How many?
So that's 700 right up to there. Hi, everybody. You want to sit there?
Well,
I was going to sit here.
these are really cool modern chairs, huh?
So we have to do a quick, we should probably do this really fast. Hey, Texas Music Water. Whenever you're thirsty, please drink it.
And glasses. When you're sick of bottles, they're still hanging out.
Yeah. And we should do the quick paper one.
Yeah.
Paper. Write stuff down anytime you want. This is Bob Odenkirk. And,
Hi.
And
This is Fred Armisen.
In case any of you don't know, he wrote on Saturday Night Live from 1987 to 1991. He built Mr. Show, which is just one of the greatest shows of all time ever. The first time I ever saw him was on Larry Sanders, where he played this agent that I wasn't in comedy or entertainment, and I actually thought they hired a real agent to be on this show. I was like, wow, that guy is so real. And of course, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad.
Really?
But I'll say something really quick before we begin. I've known Bob for a long time, but the reason some of you might know me from TV is because of Bob. Bob gave me my break. He put me, I was just doing stand-up at Largo in LA, and I was a nobody, and he put me, as a cast member, he cast me on a pilot he was doing for Fox called Next. Right?
It was essentially, after Mr. Show ended, and Mr. Show ended for so many various reasons, but David wanted to live in New York. That was number one.
Mm-hmm.
New York was very hot at the time.
So hot.
It was not
Brooklyn.
as big as it is now.
No. Now it's grown.
Yeah.
They have Manhattan. They've got Staten Island. They have,
Queens.
Do
Do they still have Queens?
Queens is growing and growing. That goes way out into Long Island now. Huge.
Well,
Huge,
there you
huge
go.
place.
Cross started it. Anyway, but we had such a good time doing Mr. Show, and I wanted to carry on that vibe and that as many of those people as possible. So I thought, why don't I try to pitch a sketch show for network that just uses, because Mr. Show is so silly, right? And who doesn't love silly? Everyone, right?
Everyone loves it.
I might be a redneck if I love silly things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Get her done. Hey, there's nothing sillier than getting things done.
No, that is very silly.
And
yeah.
I thought maybe if we just did the silly part of Mr. Show without the crude, angry part, maybe we could please a lot of people. So Fox was cool. They took a chance on it, and we put together the show Next, which was, to my mind, Mr. Show without the angry beans in it. And we took a run at it. We made made a pilot, which was 2 episodes, and you were in it, and wonderful people, and it just didn't go. It didn't get past the testing. Oh, the testing audience was one of the great ones.
This I don't know about.
Oh, my God. They showed it to the audience, to this group of people in Glendale or whatever, and there was this one kid, he was about 14 years old, and he was, I'm not trying to make fun, I'm trying to do a good job of his accent. This is no good. I don't like this so much. That's not funny. They're trying to be funny, but they're not funny. And he spoke first every time.
Uh-huh.
Every time the host woman would ask, what'd you think of the cast members? This is not good. This is not good, people. I don't like this. He spoke first, and everyone else was like gonna say something, then they just shut up, and he would just talk, and he hated it, everything. It's not funny. I see they're trying to be funny, but they're not funny. And then at the end, she goes, scale of 1 to 10, 10 if you would definitely watch more of it, 1, no way would you ever watch any more of it. What's your number? And he wrote 8. And she was just going to let that go. Yeah. And you're in behind like glass, like the nuts. You can see through it. They can't see.
It's called one-way mirror.
Bulletproof, it's called.
Bulletproof. It's called shatterproof glass. It's breakaway glass.
And I said to her, I typed, will you ask this guy who hated it why he gave it an 8?
Yeah.
And he had just run it down. I mean, he tanked the show, this guy, in this room. Killed it. And she goes, okay, well, so you didn't seem to like a lot of the show, and yet you say you might watch it again. Why is that? And he goes, I don't know. Could be good.
That could have been us. We could have been still doing that show.
Yeah, well.
So from that show, I got all
Well, you
this
got some
great
good tape.
videotape of me doing all these characters, and I ended up on
But
SNL.
Fred's unique and wonderful talent, it actually started here at South by Southwest, which is
That's
in
right.
its comedic angle.
1998.
I had heard rumors of your tapes,
Yeah.
which back then, before, there were so many wonderful channels and YouTubes and such. How many YouTubes are there?
There are, I think, 201. Yes, 201.
And,
Yeah.
people would just pass around videotapes, and you had
A VHS of...
VHS of you here
Yes.
interviewing people.
Yes. Interviewing people as different, like a deaf person or a blind person. And once in a while, I would actually interrupt some of things like this, and I feel terrible, so I'm sorry.
This is your apology, like 20
This is my
years
apology.
later?
I am making an amends. But it's...
But that tape got around, and I saw it, and then I got to see you at Largo and we were all doing alternative nights in LA, and you were doing that one guy who is like a jazz musician.
Yeah, Niles Covington.
Have you done him on TV ever?
No, I never did him. He was like
guys,
a jazz...
he
You know
is
those people who
the biggest asshole.
You know those people who love jazz so much they have to explain to you what's going on in the song as it's playing? That's who the person was.
But also he puts people down. No,
Yes.
you're not getting it.
You got to snap, do the tempo. Now you're slowing down. Yeah.
Nothing is ever right except in his own head.
Well, your stand-up was so great. I just wanted to be part of that scene. I don't know if you're going to remember this, but one time we went to the movies together, just me and you.
Oh, I do. Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And this is how I knew we thought alike, is I guess we'll go see Lord of the Rings. And we go to this theater, and in my mind, I'm like, I don't understand, there's a ring that goes to the bottom of the river, and the intro kept going and going. I was like, this is all an intro. And Bob turned to me and he's like, what's going on? You want to get out of here? And we both left. We both were like, yeah. I knew we thought alike. It just didn't make any sense. Your complaint about it was that it was so dark. The whole thing was so dark.
Yeah, but also,
couldn't see anything.
How come, wait, when they put the ring on, it's like a nightmare world, right? Like their experience is like it's a nightmare, right? Who can help me with this? Somebody.
That's not what I thought. I thought it's...
Wait,
I
okay,
thought
it is. It's like a nightmare, right? So
I thought it's the history of the ring.
So how come when Bilbo put it on, it was like a funny little prank? He's like, I'm gonna go to Nightmare World, ha! And then, boop, I'm me again.
Is that what it is? It's a nightmare whenever you put it on?
Right, it's like, yes, right? All right, I don't fucking know it. Who gives a shit? Come on, I don't know. I don't know, it doesn't matter. It looked like a Kodak commercial.
It did. I'm glad we went. What was before SNL?
By the way, I was with Martin Freeman doing Fargo,
And
and we were eating at a restaurant, and I go, dude, you got a tip bigger than that. He's like, well, no, I don't. I go, everybody knows who you are. He's like, what? No, that's not. His head is on billboards. Look out the window. That's your fucking head.
Yeah. It's his biggest... He has to tip big all the time.
Yeah, because the fucking Hobbit came in here and ripped me off.
He's in a million things. I forgot about Fargo. Fargo was one of the best things ever. That was incredible.
Pretty good. Noah Hawley. Great writing.
Do you know going into these things? Because I don't have a recollection of you being in anything bad.
Oh yeah, I'm in lots of bad stuff. Oh,
I
we
don't
could
have a-
fucking
honestly-
fill 5 hours with that.
Really? I have no recollection
tons
of it. I just
bad
picture
stuff.
Fargo.
Tons of bad stuff. Yeah, well, some of the bad. Look, the fact is, when we do any of these projects, it's always a risk, right?
Yeah.
You say we're going to do this great thing. You see the good qualities of the script. You hope, it seems to be coming together, but you don't really know where you're going to end up. I mean, Better Call Saul, boy, oh boy, that was a risk, right? I mean, initially Vince and Peter were talking about Vince Gilligan, who created Breaking Bad, created Better Call Saul with Peter Gould, who wrote the first episode that the character of Saul Goodman was in. So Peter is particularly adept at writing that character, and he writes a lot of the funny stuff that the character says. And but he runs the show with Vince, and boy, they didn't know what they were going to write. They were talking about a half-hour comedy, and then they talked about a 1-hour procedural where every week Saul has a different client and he settles their case outside of court. He never goes to court. He's a lawyer who never has been to court because he always pulls strings and manipulates the world to whatever for his client's gain, which is a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Right?